I'm in a hole. What is this?
You're in a hole.
Doesn't matter.
This is part of the bloopers.
I got it.
Right, you need to move from there. Sweetie, it ain't
you
working.
ready? Come on, we're
it ain't
online.
working. It's fine. You can put this in the
No,
bloopers.
it's alright. I'm small then.
No, boo-boo. No, you're minute. No. No.
Maybe-
Change your angle slightly. Just change your angle slightly. Oh, wow. Okay. Try again.
Ready?
Better?
Yeah.
You're sinking.
It's alright. Come on, maybe 1, 2. Dear friends, welcome to a new episode of the Twin Flame Spirituality Channel. Here with Gini and Djami.
Do you want to tell people why you're wearing this?
You go ahead.
Well, it's the festive season and we should be merry, aren't we? So we thought we'd just wear some accessories and bring out the festive cheer in us, yeah?
Yeah,
In preparation for Christmas.
okay. So, today is a big topic. Twin flames. We actually never covered it explicitly on this channel. So we'll do so today with this particular video. And first, I guess, love, we're gonna talk about twin flames in general. And then we're gonna talk about our personal path, no?
All right, yeah, we could do that. Now remember that not only do they call it twin flame, but they also call it the twin rays or the twin souls. So any of those terms, they mean the same, yeah?
Yeah, and it's a very fascinating topic. It's a fascinating phenomenon, and it's real. You know, I mean, to be honest, we didn't know that it actually exists. You know, we when we met each other, we saw we have a special connection. We made some research, and then we found, oh, actually, it's known. There are soulmates, and there are also twin flames. And maybe we start off by explaining what it actually is.
Right, okay. Yes, it's a fascinating topic. It's a complex topic to talk about because, of course, no two twin flame journeys are identical. They're all unique. So, of course, we can only speak for ourselves and our twin flame relationship. But what must be said is that the relationship is multifaceted, because it is multifaceted, but most of all, it's transformational in nature. And this is perhaps what people or people that we've spoken to haven't quite grasped just yet.
Yeah, I think let's just talk about some general facts. So first of all, the twin flame relationship does not need to be romantic. There are several examples, historic examples. For example, Rumi and
Dating
Shams
back to the 13th
al-Tabrizi.
century, yeah?
Yes. Then you can't go out there and look for your twin flame. That's
There's no
important.
dating agency where you just say, I want to find my twin flame. Right, okay, if you do want to find your twin flame, start working on yourself. And this is when you start aligning with your purpose, with your intention, with, you know, you start feeling your way more through life, I guess, as you heighten your awareness and heighten your level of consciousness. And this is where perhaps the universe starts to conspire, and setting the intention on a subconscious level, perhaps this is when you will find your twin flame.
Yes. So that means that, again, the key to finding a twin flame is inner work. So if you work on yourself, on your consciousness, all the topics we talked about, such as gratitude,
Coming up.
and humility, and compassion, and love, and mindfulness.
Your relationship's really with every integral part of life, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you work on yourself, you expand your consciousness, then at some point the likelihood is higher you may find your twin flame. Now, I would say, love, I don't know what you think, but
Tell me.
I would say you may want to ask the universe for your twin flame. I think that you can do. You can ask the universe for a manifestation of your twin flame, maybe.
Yes, Now, we were lucky in the sense that not only was our twin flame also our partner in crime for the rest of our journey, because we are best friends, we are each other's spirit guide to an extent, we are each other's teacher, we are each other's mentor, we learn from each other, we uplift each other, but we also have a romantic relationship. And that's not exactly, not every twin flame relationship are romantic in nature.
Yeah, and I took some notes.
Tell me.
One thing, there is no doubt. So that, on the internet you read people talking about, oh, I don't know whether this is my twin flame or not. You will know, okay? That there is no doubt. You will know that this is your twin flame after a very short period of time. The more you know that person, there's no one who needs to tell you that, that's your twin flame. You will know, and there's no doubt. It's not that you are thinking, oh, is it really that person or not?
There's a magnetism, wasn't there, with us? And we were
Yeah.
pulled together like magnets from the get-go. It was instantaneous, that connection. But on all levels, and also on an intimacy level. And by intimacy, we're talking about truth-telling. The moment you spoke to me, I could feel that warmth. I could feel that authenticity. And that kind of, got me thinking. It's like, oh my Lord. I knew from the get-go, and I'll tell you why I knew. Because I sent a text to one of my besties in the UK the moment that we'd met.
Yeah.
And this is the text. Let me just go to the book. I'll refer to the book because there's a text message.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the book in a little while. But there's a message I sent to my friend, and I said, I have met the most extraordinary person this evening and felt the need to share this with you. I was blown away by his presence, his nobility, and by his purity of heart. There's an angelic quality about him too. I'm feeling overwhelmed. That was like an hour after we'd met.
Yeah. And we come to our own connection in a minute, right? So
Do you want to cover the characteristics then of
not
twin
yet.
flame?
So wait a second.
All right.
So we have some things to cover.
All right.
So because for people it's important. They always think about how can they meet their twin flame and so on. I would personally say, and that's just my feeling really, that everybody has a chance to meet their twin flame. The chance, no? Like, but you may not necessarily meet your twin flame in this lifetime if you do not expand your
In
consciousness.
this incarnation, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an important thing for people to understand. Now, unfortunately, as you know, love, what happens probably most of the time is when people get to know their twin flame, often both persons are in different constellations already, or relationships or whatever. So that's why it can be a disruptive event.
It could be explosive, yeah, in nature,
Yeah.
depending where you are. But this is the thing, because every twin flame encounter and every twin flame relationship is unique. We can't really generalize. We can only talk about our twin flame
Yeah.
reunion and relationship.
Yeah, but that's true. But at the same time, when you read, these days you find a lot of content on that topic on the internet. Like even recently, like more and more people write about it, and there's a whole set of factors which seem to be the same. Like even though everybody has an individual path,
Yeah.
there are factors which you can find again and again. So what I wanted to say is that what you see quite often seems to be, for example, that two people, they meet each other at a certain point in life where in this material world they already have a lot of commitments. And then what we see a lot is that one or both people, they decide to actually not go ahead with their connection
Yeah.
because they already committed, other terms. Or alternatively, they may just go for it, but it creates obviously a lot of disruption. Oh, that's something which came to my mind.
Well, yes, I remember that you turned my life upside down and you left it. It was my role to turn it the right side up again.
Yeah.
But yes, for us it was the right timing because we had done a lot of inner work on our own.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, the universe conspired to bring us together at the right time. Yeah, and this was like just over 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, just to finish off that first part, I want to say that when it comes to things such as happiness, you can be happy also without your twin flame. Let's also be clear.
Absolutely, yeah. You can feel whole without your twin flame.
But at the same time, I want to be honest and say that, at least for us, you know, together you can reach really high levels of happiness, which you didn't think were possible before.
But that's because we're uplifting each other, we're guiding each other, and we're learning at a greater pace, and we're covering much more ground just because we learn from each other. So, for instance, you are researching, what is it that you're researching at the minute?
Castaneda. Carlos
Castaneda, all right. So I'm looking much more into twin flames and going back to Rumi in the 13th century and how that worked for him. Only because I'm focusing on my kind of third book.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that I was researching. So we mutually uplift each other.
Yeah, and that brings us to the end of the first part. So it's an intense relationship. It can be turbulent. Also because there's no hiding, you know. You can't really put a mask on in front of your twin flame. Your twin flame knows you so well because it's the mirror image of you that you can't, you know, play a role or anything. So that's very exposing in a way.
We leave ourselves exposed, and that's really important what you said, because the difference, for instance, when you find that twin flames do have a romantic connection, that instead of being the best companions or the best matchers, twin flames are the best mirrors. So we are mirroring our limiting beliefs. We are mirroring our blind spots.
Yeah.
So this is why we talk about this transformational nature to this twin flame relationship.
Union.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, a big part is mutual empowerment to get to like trying to make the other person the best version of herself, of himself.
Yeah.
It's unconditional love. No, it's not conditional love. It's not that this kind of love depends on anything. It's there no matter what.
And it's unconventional in nature, isn't it? Because we don't follow the norm. What's the norm? So the norm is getting together, buying a property, getting a mortgage, having kids, and possibly growing old together. We don't want to settle down. We want to jump high up into the sky, and we want to keep on learning together. We want to keep on exploring. We want to keep on living. We want to just want to live explosively.
Yeah. And it's mutual encouragement. It's growth which only can be achieved together.
It's transformational in nature, because my life has transformed, you know, in all areas of my life. You've helped me change and transmute a lot of energy I had within me that, you know, we've turned it into beautiful energy, and I've become a better person for it, you know?
Yeah, and then we should also explain that there is also the soulmate relationship. And let's be clear, it's not a ranking, it's not soulmate, twin flame. It's just a different kind of relationship. In your life, you will meet probably several soulmates, people you can connect to on another level. You know, you feel just a special connection. You can't explain it. And for both of those relationships, it's not even relevant, like both persons, what their cultural background is, what their age is, what their nationality is. All these things from this material world don't matter. It's about an inner connection, which is about
spiritual.
The connection between the higher selves of both people. And when it comes to soulmates, what do they say, love? They say, so twin flames are two halves of one soul.
Yeah.
And soulmates
are
best matches, which again can be romantic or not romantic. That's also important to say. And in history, we have many examples of people where, for example, two men have been twin flames. Even in politics, you can find certain examples for that. But so to summarize this whole first part, it is real. It does exist. We didn't know it before. We found it only via doing some research. It's no imagination. if you are so lucky that you will meet your twin flame, you will know, there's no doubt in your mind. You know, there may be chaos as a result of that encounter, yes, but in terms of, you know, like this connection, there is no question. And as we said before, it may have also disruptive effects, you know. Personally, I would say, love, people have the right to be with their twin flame, but that statement implies that, you know, like people who want to go ahead with, if they have a romantic twin flame relationship, they may do it at a high cost. No, like that's something also which should be said. And again, remember, you can't go out there and look for your twin flame actively. That doesn't really work. You know, it's all within again. I know we said it last time as well, but you know, it's really true. Inner work leads to those responses from the universe. You may potentially ask the universe kindly in your prayers, in your routines, whether, you know, your twin flame can be sent to you. But the key is really inside of yourself. It's not that you need to go out there and look for people. And please do not fall in love with the idea of having a twin flame connection and trying to put this on anyone you meet, neither. No? It is something very unique, very special. You will know when you know. There is no question mark. And if there's any kind of doubt, it's a bad sign. There was also
Not your twin flame.
there was an article about false twin flames as well. You remember we read it once?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
But anyway, so let's come to the next part, which is our personal story. Maybe, Gini, you want to read parts of your book, because you covered that topic also in your book.
I have indeed, yes. So
we'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, Whispers from the Universe, and it's just been published. And what would you like me to read? Sorry. Because there was synchronicity here before we met, because you were seeing me, or images of me in your dreams just before we met?
Not just before, it was, I think, a few months before. I actually saw you in my dreams. That's why when we met, you look familiar, which seems to be a trait of many twin flames.
Okay, and there was another interesting circumstance and little event that happened just before we met, because I had a Turkish coffee fortune reading and something very interesting came out of that.
Your friend.
So I'm going to read from here. So, after having enjoyed a wonderful meal, we returned to Orgun's apartment. Orgun is one of our friends, mutual friends. And we returned to his apartment for a Turkish coffee fortune reading. His sister Damla, a tall, skinny, olive-skinned beauty with captivating azure blue eyes, explained the ancient Turkish tradition of reading one's fortune by interpreting the symbols and shapes of the remaining coffee grinds in the cup. I had never had my fortune read, but hey, why not? I was up for some harmless fun, so I kept an open mind and embraced the experience wholeheartedly. The espresso-like coffee was way too bitter for my taste. It tasted like gunpowder. But not that I've ever tasted gunpowder before, but if gunpowder were edible, it would probably taste exactly like that. So I chugged the foul substance in 3 continuous gulps and waited for Damla's mystical interpretation. And as she looked and studied my coffee cup in disbelief, her eyes opened up in amazement. Excited, I asked her to speak up. What is it? I said, brimming with curiosity. What's life got in store for me then, eh? So Damla remained silent and took her time to interpret the symbols, numbers and shapes that came up inside my cup. She held it up in the air and meticulously turned it around full circle, making short notes in her pocket-sized notepad at the same time. Finally, she said, in all my years, I have never seen anything like this. Nothing remotely close to this. This is the first. It has blown me away. And I said, tell me, I replied. Don't keep me in suspense any longer. Spit it out and tell me what you see, please. Is it good or bad news? I was sitting at the edge of my chair, anxious by then. My excitement wasn't all curiosity anymore. I was starting to get nervous and apprehensive. She turned toward me and tilted the cup to show me the patterns inside the cup. And there, right in front of me, was a heart. A beautiful, picture-perfect heart shape with a uniform, uninterrupted border all the way around it. It was as if it had been hand-painted by an artist. And Damla cleared her throat and began to speak. Love is coming your way. But this is no ordinary love. This is powerful, intentional in nature, more intense than anything you have experienced before. A kind of love that transcends this dimension. You're going to meet him sooner than you expect. I'm 100% sure. Her voice deepened. This is seriously the clearest of all readings I have ever done. He will have black hair, dark, thick locks. He has a beard too and a beautiful smile. And you will experience something magical that will transform your life forever. But she said, you need to listen to those universal whispers and go with the flow and give this love a chance. And you know what? 9 days later, we reunited. Djami and I met in Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Through mutual friends.
Yeah, and so in our case, what's really interesting and maybe funny is we have the same little quirks, no love?
Yeah, loads of quirks, yeah. But we find beauty in our imperfections.
Yes.
Because that's what we are. We're all works in progress.
And let us, explain. So it's not that we have a perfect relationship. We fight, we have our conflicts, we have friction, like all the other relationships, That's, you also have friction.
That's unavoidable. We're human,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's embracing humanity. We need to understand that we are working on ourselves. We are on a journey, but we're holding hands and doing this together.
Yeah, and every person has ups and downs. Every couple has ups and downs. Things may happen.
And that growth isn't linear either. Sometimes
Yeah.
we have to take a step back,
Yes,
like
yes.
we mentioned before.
Absolutely.
And we uplift each other. We have moments that we're not feeling too good. So we help each other and we ground ourselves. So we're always empowering each other. And this is the beautiful nature of this twin flame relationship. It's transformational. We're transforming each other into our best versions yet.
Yeah.
All the time.
And then, there's also some really crazy stuff. There's a bit of a psychic connection. For example, when you feel bad, I tend to feel bad.
Oh, yes.
There's things.
So there's this telepathic
Yeah.
and emotional connection that we have.
Yeah.
Even if we're not together, because the great thing is that we also give each other space. We're not really,
Yeah.
stuck by the hip.
No.
No. We give each other
Yeah.
plenty of
Absolutely.
space.
No, we both have our own hobbies and things, and it's not that we are together all the time.
No,
That
and we
would be
wouldn't
too.
want to either.
No, because it would be too
Too
intense. Yes.
It's intense already when we're together.
But I also wrote down deep, effortless communication.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no matter what we talk about,
It's
it can.
never been difficult.
Yeah, it can be very deep or crazy, but it flows. It's like natural.
And we even have deep conversations in the middle of the night. One of us will wake up and we'll say, Djami, I've just thought of something.
Last week,
And we will have
and you had some really cool ideas.
these most amazing and thought-provoking conversations
Yeah.
and ideas at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why not?
That's true. Like these kind of beautiful things. And I wrote down, love, inner child plays some role.
Yes, that's important. That's important.
To not take yourself so seriously, to have some fun as well.
Yeah.
But don't make a mistake. I mean, we are very hardworking people. We're very committed, determined people. Very organized.
This is one of the things that twin flames characteristics.
Yeah.
Our purpose in life is aligned, and ultimately, bottom line, our purpose is to raise collective consciousness. This is what we're working at from different angles sometimes, but nevertheless, this is what we want. So this
In
is
our
what
case,
we fight for passionately.
yeah, we each are involved in 10 different projects, and we have our to-do list and everything. So
Absolutely.
You know?
We need to be organized.
So yeah. Then the male-female balance is an important topic as well, I guess. No?
Yes, yeah.
So both twin flames. I think, love, well, in spirituality in general, as a man, you need to work on your female side. As a woman, you need to work on your male side. There needs to be a bit of
we
balance.
do embrace both sides,
Yeah.
right? And you have embraced your feminine, your divine feminine beautifully.
And
I-
you're your
and
male divinity.
Sometimes more than what is needed. But yes, I'm a work in progress, and this is something that I work on and that I'm aware of.
Yeah. What's another part you wanted to read, love?
Of how we met, for instance,
Yeah.
the connection. All right, so What exactly? Hold on, because we have two parts. You want me to read which one? The reuniting with
Yeah.
my twin flame? So, like twin flames do, Djami walked into my life very unexpectedly and turned my world upside down, leaving it up to me to turn it the right side up. It would be misleading to say that we finally met because we have been inside each other from the very beginning. He has always been within me and I in him. But I finally reconnected with him at the age of 43 upon my return from the UK. And let me start by saying that it was worth every minute of the wait. So the universe conspired to bring us together on the Epiphany, the 6th of January, the Feast of the Three Kings. In Christianity, the Three Kings Day celebrates the three wise men visiting baby Jesus, and it is customary to bake a cake with a trinket inside. The person who gets the piece of cake with a trinket receives various privileges or obligations. And it's significant that we met that day because he was my trinket, the person who would become my guiding star, my internal compass, my reflection, my mirror, my life. And my partner, currently my fiancé, for the remainder of my journey here on Earth.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, so before we met, I had kind of given up a little bit. I thought, you may have partners in life, they kind of fit to you in some ways, not in other ways. I thought maybe this one love in your life is just imagination or it's in movies, it doesn't exist. But thankfully, that's not the case. It does exist, and it's an amazing phenomenon. I really wish that everybody in their lifetimes has this chance to experience that.
Yeah.
And even if it's just for some time, maybe it's still better than nothing. In some cases, even if they encountered and met their twin flame and spent maybe some time with them, it's still it has a big impact on their lives. And so do not, lose hope in real love. It does exist. Do not believe in all the things you see out there, all this indoctrination that you must have many partners and whatnot. It all harms you more than anything else. Rather, try to be a better person, work on yourself, and the universe may just give you a very unexpected gift in form of your mirror.
And isn't it so beautiful to look into your eyes and see a reflection of myself? Because at the end of the day, twin flames carry the same spiritual blueprint. So there's a part of me within him on a spiritual level, and we're not talking about a human dimension. Yeah? And there are times when we don't even need to speak. We know what each of us are feeling and what we are thinking even.
You know what you will say next.
Yes, yeah, we finish each other's sentences and we are divinely aligned. And that's the beauty of twin flame.
And I have to also say, you as a woman, love, you're amazing. I mean, I have to say how it is. I mean, she's superwoman in all areas
Really?
of our lives, whether it's in practical areas, whether it's in social terms, whether it's, our spirituality, things we work on, things we do, relationship with nature, with animals. We're really good at everything. I have to give that to her. Even though sometimes there's a lot of passion. And obviously, we both have our weaknesses, our quirks,
yeah.
and
And we're aware of them. This is the beauty of
yeah,
it.
and that's
Yeah?
a big topic we didn't talk about so far. Awareness is such a big topic in all of that.
It's the foundation
Yes.
of spirituality. There has to be awareness. There has to be consciousness. And this is what we mean when we talk about enlightenment.
Yes.
There's a misconception about
Yes.
enlightenment. This is this mystical thing that happens to you. No, it's all about awareness. Awareness of self-awareness, awareness of what's happening within you, and awareness of what's happening around you.
Yes, there is definitely a place for mysticism, but look, it's self-awareness, right? That you have some awareness. Watch your behavior, your patterns of behavior, your patterns of
actions,
thinking, your
thoughts,
assumptions,
your words.
your perception, your filters, your blind spots. I mean, if you work on these things, then you can reach the higher consciousness. And
There are no shortcuts.
yeah, That's
no pills, no magical
No.
pills. Yeah, this is all done through hard work
Yes.
and hot work.
that's a very nice way.
You need to be tenacious. You need to have that drive. There needs to be something that ignites something beautifully powerful within. You really want to learn, and you want to discover. There needs to be a spark. Yeah?
Yeah,
There needs to be an awakening. And it could be anything, you know?
absolutely. Any other thoughts, love, on the twin flame subject?
Oh, we could go on for forever on the
Yeah.
twin flames, but we want to keep this short today.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. All the best to you.
Thank you for listening, and see you at the next podcast.